Okay, so let me tell you the story.
Okay.
So I'm up. I hang out down here often, do my work, do my studying, do whatever, and then like I go visit my grandma upstairs, make sure she's okay, see what she needs, blah blah blah. Go up there recently, and it's just like fruit flies everywhere,
Oh.
like so many. Like she likes her fruit softer, so she leaves them out of the fridge, and then like lets them get really ripe so she can like chew them better because her teeth aren't so good. But she doesn't understand that the bugs are coming, and like there's a lot of bugs, but she can't see them because her eyesight's not so good. So I'm up there, I'm like, yo, there's so many bugs up here, like so many fruit flies up here, and then so that happens, and then I'm down here doing my studying, doing my work, and I'm like taking like naps between whatever I'm doing, and then I wake up from a nap and I go upstairs and I check on her, and then everything's okay, and she says, "Oh, like I brought you down some fruit," and I was like, "Fuck."
No.
So I go downstairs and it's just like this banana just like with like 100 fruit flies on it.
Oh
And
my
I was like,
God.
damn. So I got fruit flies
She
all
didn't
over my
feel
place.
the fruit flies on her hand.
I was upstairs yesterday and she has this. I told her like do something about this. Like this can't be right. So she put like a cloth over top of her bananas now. But like I went upstairs and I was just like talking to her for a bit and I'm like flipped it and there's like 50 just like shot up in the sky and I was like yo.
Ew.
So I gotta throw them out, man. And she like leaves. So she leaves a peach at her like eating spot so she can eat her peach after she eats her dinner or whatever, and like she'll like go warm up her dinner and like go walk around, go to the bathroom or something, and like I'm up there and like I see the peach and there's like so many bugs on it and I'm just like she won't listen. Like I don't know, I can't like I tell her I'm like throw the fruit out, put it in the fridge, put it in the microwave, put it somewhere like in the microwave as in like a box that's separate from everything else. But she's like no, I like it here. I'm like yo, then these are your flies, but also don't bring them downstairs. Now I have flies everywhere.
Keep
your
your damn flies upstairs.
Damn flies, and like the whole hallway in the middle has some flies,
nice.
and like she brought all these flies down. And I was like, "Yo, now I'm still dealing with them." And they find like a little bit of food, and then there's more flies. So I'm like, "Damn."
You know what? One time at my dad's house, we went on like a weekend trip or something. Someone left like a plate of eggs in the microwave. Maggots still got in there. We opened the microwave, opened it up, covered in maggots. I don't know if they were already in the food or they just like snuck through a crack and they smelt it. I don't know.
Wow.
But like covered in maggots.
Really?
Yeah. Disgusting.
You want to hear another story?
Disgusting.
I don't know if I told you this story either. So I don't know what it is with living here. It's just like not so good with bugs in me. So when I first moved in, everything was kind of hectic and I didn't have a compost bin. So I was just like throwing my food in the garbage because that's all I have right now. And then like just throwing it outside. And then didn't do that for like a month and everything was fine. And then 1 week it was like really hot. And then like there's some flies around the garbage. And I was like, okay, like shit. Like I hope garbage day is soon so we can throw this out. Anyways, I moved to the front of the house and then my neighbor comes to my nice guy comes over and he's like, yo, I think like you might have had some food or dead animal in like your garbage can because there's a lot of flies and it smells kind of bad. Like shit, okay. He's like, okay, I think we have to like move the garbage into the compost bin and then throw that in the compost. Long story short, I'm like, okay, so we go in the back, open the cabinet, maggots everywhere, like so many. We're like, fuck. Like he's a really good guy. He said he watches Dexter, so he's okay with like this kind of shit. I was like, okay. So so there we are.
Finds like a murder in his house. Oh, this would have been bad if I hadn't have watched Dexter.
Yeah, so he says he's good with that. So we're there just like hand bombing all the maggots and the garbage into a garbage bag and we throw it in the compost bin. It wasn't like much food in there. There couldn't have been, but it was a hot day. Anyway, so I'm like, I get in the house. I'm like, damn, strip down. Maggots are gross. Like, I don't want to deal with any of that. Strip down, hop in the shower, and then like throw my clothes near the laundry machine so I can do it later. And then like 2 days later, I'm about to do the laundry and I pick up my pants. Boom, all these maggots fall down. And I was like, damn. So I was like, there's so many maggots, and they're like in this state. I googled it after, but they're in this state of like hard, like black and hard.
Oh, so they're like almost like cocooned. They're not moving.
But I thought they were dead.
Oh, okay.
So okay, sick. Threw I threw a lot of them out, and like I didn't double check to make sure everything was gone. I was like, they look like they're dead. That's fine. They must have just died in the pile of clothes or whatever. And then I go away for 3 days, and I come back. I'm like, everything was fine. And then I'm in my room. I get home at like midnight. In my room, and there's a fly flying around. I'm like sick, so I just kicked it. And I kicked it so hard, it like hit the ceiling. And I was like, yo, sick. I like got that guy, like that motherfucker's dead. So I like throw him in the garbage, and then like I'm like prancing along, and I go to the kitchen, boom, and it's like like 30 flies flying around, and I was like, what's happening right now? There's so many flies. And I was like, just panicking. I was like, it's midnight. It's like 1 a.m. And I'm like, there's flies. There's like 30 of them. They're hitting me in the face and shit. It's like, I'm like,
this is for my brother. In the face.
So it's like, I don't know, I must have walked by them and not seen them as I was going to the room to see the one fly.
Yeah.
So I'm in there, there's flies in this room and there's flies in the kitchen area. I was gone for 3 days and it was like kind of hot, so they must have like, those maggots must have like grown and
Ugh.
turned into flies, and now I have flies in here, and they're lively because like they're brand new kind of flies, so they're fast and it's like hard to get because like going fast, not going slow, you know? It's like not, they've eaten recently.
Yeah.
So I'm fighting these flies for like an hour or two, and it's like 2 a.m. I'm on FaceTime with the guy from my class, and I was like, yo, like look at this, and he's playing VR, he's playing No Man's Sky, so he's on his Oculus Rift or something. He's on his PC, so he has like a chat where he can pull up his messages.
Yeah.
He pulls his messages and then his FaceTime. And so he puts his FaceTime in the VR,
Yeah.
and he's like, yo, like, just for him, there's flies everywhere too, you know? Like, there are like so many flies.
That's
so
so
we're both
funny.
panicking. He's like, yo, that's fucked up. I was like, I gotta eat. Like, oh, I came home from work. That's what it was. So I get home at like 2 then, it must have been. And then, I'm like, gotta eat. I can't deal with this right now. There's just no way. I'm fighting them off for an hour. I'm like punching them, hitting them. I got like maybe like 7 or 8 because they're fast.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, so I'm like going to the microwave. I'm like ducking, like trying to get in the microwave. The microwave's on top of the fridge now too. So I'm like, open the microwave and like put the food in, like duck, and I'm like down, and it's like a swarm of like an army above. And then I'm like, yo, fuck it. I can't do this right now. It's 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed. So I come in this room, close the back door. Fucking 4 spider nests on the side of the door, and I was like, yo, what is happening right now? I was like, there's just no way this is happening. So I was like, fuck
King
it.
of the insects, right?
Yeah,
now.
so I was like, fuck it. Deal with this all tomorrow. Like everything's happening tomorrow. Like I'm not dealing with this now. Go to bed, get up, and I'm like on FaceTime with another friend, and I was like, look at all these flies. Like we were watching all these flies, and they're just like, open the window, and I was like, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Open the window, all of them out the window. And
I
was
literally
like,
never would
damn.
have thought of that. I would have been like, I need a jellyfishing
I
net
need to kill all of them.
to just like,
Jellyfish dead.
Yeah.
SpongeBob and Patrick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I call you over. We're just like bouncing around the room, like catching flies. So yeah, there's just like so many. They all zoomed out the window, and then like for a day or two after, I guess some of them more maggots. It was so gross. Hatched, and I was just like, it's the worst.
yeah. I don't like bugs. Like if
I
they don't
don't.
touch me and don't get in my space, I'm fine with them. But like, don't touch me or get in my space.
You're hitting me, man. It's crazy.
Oh, gross.
It's like a war in there. And there's a couple after, and like I went around recently, just like every corner, just like sucking up all the spiders, and I had like 10 in the vacuum at one point because it's a basement, right? They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, like, should I be taking these spiders away because they're good for flies? Like if I had that problem again, they might get caught in the fly nest, you know. Like, but at the same time, like the spiders are eating good, and then they're having babies. So I don't want. I
There's
don't want
gonna
any
be
of
a
that.
lot more in here.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, let's get the spiders out, get the flies out, fresh start, burn this place to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
save my grandma,
Fumigate.
fumigate.
Yeah.
Put my grandma
Fruit
in my
flies,
arms.
flies, and spiders.
Yeah, fumigation, and I have seriously, and I have my grandma in my arms, and we're outside, and they put the tarp over the house.
Yeah.
And then we go to the next chapter. We go to a motel. Me and my
They
grandma.
do like Monsters Inc. You know when they put that dome thing over and they they drill it down into the ground and then the guy turns around with a detonator,
No, I don't remember that.
blows it up in the ground. It's a sock. It's a sock and it turns to dust.
Oh yeah.
They vacuum it up. He's like, all clear.
It's a sock.
We got a 2319. We got a 2319.
Yeah, that's my story of maggots. It's a gross one, but I guess it's part of life.
That is life, right? Like they're just trying to live. So can you get mad at them?
Get mad at myself, but at the same time,
No,
I
I
can't
would
be
get mad
too
at
mad.
them. I get mad at them. I'd be like,
Why are
fuck
you
you guys.
in here again?
enough.